What's up guys, my name is Boost Streams and today we're doing another Arknights DPS Showdown. On the last video, tons of people said that Exia is actually the best boss killing operator, so we'll be putting that to the test today, pitting Exia against Schwarz and Ash, two other of the most renowned boss killing snipers. Last video, I asked you guys for 69 likes, and we absolutely smashed that goal. If you want to see another DPS Showdown with Exia, let's get 200 likes on this video. Before we start, you guys have been killing it with the support lately. Social Blade projects we will hit 2k subscribers in 4 months, but I believe we can do better. Let's prove Social Blade wrong and shoot for 2k subscribers by the end of July. Finally, if you want to talk about Arknights with other players, come join my Discord. Without further ado, we will now introduce the contestants. Our first contestant is Exia, who is most renowned for screaming apple pie at inopportune moments on the battlefield. She is secondarily known for her ability to shred some of the hardest bosses in the game, while enlisting the help of buffers and debuffers. We will be borrowing Hsinon's Exia for the purposes of this video, who is at potential 6. Her first talent increases her attack speed by 18, and her second talent increases her attack by 10% and max HP by 16% while providing the same buff to a random ally when deployed. Her skill 3 is at mastery 3 and shoots 5 times in a row, slightly reduces her attack interval, and increases attack to 110%. Because of her first talent and skill 3's attack interval reduction, on top of her already fast attack speed, she is known for her machine gun-like attacks that mow down strong enemies in seconds. In this video, I will be using a new measure I call Boost Potential, which is an operator's current base attack divided by their peak base attack. This is because not all levels are created equal, so one level 69 operator can have a different boost potential as a different operator at level 69. In addition, I want to compare the contestants with the same metric to determine who goes into the challenge with an advantage over another. If you want a more mathematically rigorous definition, here is my proof of why it works. Exia's boost potential is at 96%. Next up we have Schwarz, who is known for her peculiar range with hard-hitting, defense-shredding shots. Schwarz's first talent gives her a 20% chance to increase the damage of an attack to 160% and reduce the defense of the target by 20% for 5 seconds. And her second talent grants an 8% attack buff to her and all sniper operators when another sniper is deployed. Her skill 3 changes her attack range to a straight line of 4 tiles and increases her attack interval a bit, increases her attack to 180%, and guarantees her first talent triggers. This means that on top of her 180% skill buff, every attack is increased by a multiplicative 160% and shreds a target's defense by 20% for 5 seconds. Schwarz is at 92% boost potential. Last we have Ash. Ash is a limited operator from the Rainbow Six Siege collab and is widely known for her boss killing capabilities, and was the star of both CC5 and CC6. Ash's first talent throws a grenade at one enemy and can stun multiple enemies for 4 seconds, and her second talent reduces her DP cost by 3 for the first deployment, and she gains 17 SP after deployment. This makes her a somewhat heli-droppable sniper. Her skill 2 is most widely used boss killing skill, which releases a stun, reduces her attack interval significantly, and increases attack to 250% for each shot on stun targets. Because the 4-second stun grenade doesn't last the entire skill duration, she is often paired with operators like Texas who can stun the enemies again for her entire skill duration. Ash is at 94% boost potential. Now that we've introduced the contestants, let's get right into the competition. First up we have the Frost drone on stage 5-7.
Ready to go.
So what happened? Let's take a look at Ash's performance first. In the last DPS Showdown, I started the timer when the operator first hit the enemy, but the general consensus was that I should start the timer when the operator's skill is first activated. As a result, Ash's talent that stuns the enemy on deploy cannot be fully utilized. But her skill 3 does initially stun the drone, and because her skill 3 does 250% attack to stunned enemies, she was able to absolutely demolish the drone in a short 1.46 seconds. Her skill worked super well here because the Frost drone has low defense. Now let's move on to Exia. Unfortunately for Exia, her skill 3 does not have the same insane damage multipliers as Ash. Instead, it relies on drastically increasing her attack speed, which doesn't work well on an enemy that decreases her attack speed. Nevertheless, Exia was able to take down the Frost drone in a respectable 5.46 seconds. Last we have Schwarz. I'd like to first note that Schwarz did significantly more damage to the drone before her skill was activated, so this is one caveat of starting the timer upon skill activation. In addition, I had Ashe deployed as well to take advantage of Schwarz's second talent, that increases her attack when another sniper is deployed. Because of Schwarz's insane damage multipliers, she was able to almost kill the drone in one shot of her skill, but because her attack speed was slowed by the drone, and her skill 3 already slows her attack speed, she just finished behind Ashe with a time of 2.08 seconds. Next up is a Golem from CC Abandon Mine Risk 0.
Ready to go!
First, let's look at Ashe. Ashe was unable to kill the Golem. In fact, she couldn't even get him down to half health. This is due to her relatively short skill window, as well as her inability to keep the Golem stunned. Also, since it has extremely high defense, it's hard for any normal sniper to do much. And that brings us to Exia, who also dealt insignificant damage to the Golem, for the same reason that the Golem has so much defense. Thanks to her defense shred, Schwarz was able to kill the Golem on her own in a long 11.07 seconds. There's a reason Schwarz was the star of so many CC4 runs. She truly shines on this map, although in high-risk strategies, she was used to kill defense crushers, regular enemies, and Big Bob rather than the Golems. Since this comparison was quite unfair to Exia and Ashe, I'll be doing another comparison on the same enemy using Hsinon to decrease the Golem's defense and Warfarin to buff the sniper. So what happened? Since Ashe was able to stun the Golem for almost the entire duration of her skill, she dealt an insane amount of damage with the help of Hsimon's defense debuff and Warfarin's skill 2 buff, mowing down the Golem in a mere 2.26 seconds. For Exia, although it took her a slightly longer 3.02 seconds, she still mowed down the Golem thanks to her insanely fast attacks with skill 3, as well as Hsimon's debuff and Warfarin's buff. Next up we have Frostnova on stage 6-16.
Let's go! Ready to go!
First, let's take a look at Schwarz. Frostnova has relatively low defense, so Schwarz's first talent and defense shred do not particularly shine here. However, she hits hard enough to take out Frostnova with several hits of her skill to spare. She sniped Frostnova down in a respectable 7.37 seconds. Next up we have Exia. Once again, thanks to Frostnova's low defense, she is a perfect boss for Exia. Thanks to her fast attack speed and her skill 3, Exia was able to shred through Frostnova in a fast 5.15 seconds. Unfortunately for Ashe, Frostnova cannot be stunned. This means that she does not get the 250% attack increase from her skill 2, so she really doesn't do much damage to Frostnova in her skill 2. As a result, she was not able to take out Frostnova in one skill window. Next up we have the Imperial Artillery Targeteer from stage R8-7.
Ready to go!
First we'll look at the victor, Ashe. Because Ashe was able to stun the drone, she dealt colossal damage with her skill 2, taking out the drone in an incredible 2.02 seconds. Let's take a look at Schwarz. Because of her defense shred, she is able to bypass the drone's high defense easily, dealing insane amounts of damage. But because her attack speed is a lot slower in her skill than Ashe, she took a whole 3 seconds to defeat the artillery drone. To my disappointment, Exia was not able to kill the artillery drone on her own. Because of its high defense, she really just chipped away at it as it flew by her. But I recorded a bonus clip where I used Warfarin to buff Exia, and with a little help, she easily shreds through the drones in 1.41 seconds. So was Warframe the real winner in this battle? Finally, we have our insane, crazy, cool, super buff, debuff army showcase versus Patriot. Even though Schwarz isn't helped too much by Warframe and Shaymare, I use them anyway with her for fairness, but we won't be setting a timer for this one. Who do you think won? Leave a comment down below. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace.